Morning, everyone. Nice to see you again. Thank you. I missed you, I suppose. No, I did. I really did. So we're in week number 5 of a series that we've been calling Holy Health. And what we've basically been saying is that your body may very well be your body, but how you choose to treat your body will have an effect on the people that you love the most and on the relationships that you value the most. Whether you choose to pay too much or too little attention to your body, it's not just you who's affected by those choices. It's the people with whom you live and with whom you are in relationship. And as we introduced this, I think, rather sensitive subject, we looked at the Bible, of course, and I think we were a bit surprised to discover that God does not just care about our soul and our spiritual lives, He also cares about our bodies and our physical lives. And it seems that what He wants is for us to honour Him with our bodies. So that was a biblical way of saying that as we do life, as we consume calories and expend them, as we make a living, as we do deals, as we break hearts, as we eat pizza, we are to do all of that in such a way that says, for me as a Christian, God is an issue. God is a factor. God is to be listened to in the small details of my day-to-day life. And we looked at this verse. Do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit who is in you? Excuse me. You are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honour God with your body. So our ethos as Christians should be, my body was made by God, for God, to honour God. And then in subsequent weeks we started talking about various parts of the body, trying to figure out how this strange biblical verse might look as it lands in our lives. We spoke about our eyes, we spoke about our ears, our mouths, and so on. This morning we're going to carry on in that vein, and we're going to talk about our feet. So what we're thinking about this morning is, how do I do Christianity with my feet? What are good feet choices for me? What are bad feet choices for me? And what the Bible basically says about this issue is that as a person's feet goes, so goes their life. And for that reason, whenever the word feet appears in the Bible, the word path or road is never too far away. In the teaching of the Bible, when it talks about a person's feet, what it always ends up saying is, it's the path, stupid. It's the path. We like to think that where we end up in life is determined by our hopes and by our dreams, by our good wishes, by our industry, by our effort, by our ambition. And as valuable as those things are, the whole truth is that where we end up in life is often determined by the path that we choose to place our feet upon. Now, I notice none of you are writing this down so far. Okay, this is obvious. But as obvious as it is, when it comes to the path that we choose for ourselves financially, when it comes to the path that we choose for our relationships, for our dating life, when it comes to the path that we choose for our careers, for our health, for our spiritual life, the fact is we often place our feet upon a path without bothering to check out where that path eventually leads, because we believe that we're smart enough that we can place our feet upon any path we choose to and still determine the eventual outcome. When the truth is, it's the path that determines the outcome, not the dreams, not the good wishes, not the efforts. It's the path. Every path has a predetermined destination. And part of the trick, it seems, to getting life right is making sure that your feet are on the proper path. And so the question to ask ourselves as we work through this morning is, have I placed my feet on a path that's going to take me in the direction I want to go in. If I carry on doing what I'm doing today, in 10 years' time, will I be where I want to be? And the uncomfortable thing is that often we're so busy with life that we're simply unaware of the path we've actually chosen. And so consequently, we get to a point later in our lives where we throw our hands up in horror and say, well, this isn't where I thought I'd be. This isn't where I wanted to end up. This wasn't my dream. What happened? Where did it all go wrong? Well, I'll tell you exactly what happened. You chose a path, and that path led directly to where you are today. Ouch. And to help us with this path feet thing in the Bible, I want to read a strange story from the Bible. And as I do so this morning, I'm very cognizant of the fact that the Bible is an incredibly old book. And I think for this particular subject matter, the oldness of the Bible really matters. And it matters because we think we're special. We think we're unique. We think that the things we go through, no one else has gone through them before. The things we're thinking about, the things we're planning, we're the first people ever to do this, when in actual fact, obviously, hundreds of thousands and millions of people have gone through the exact same things before us. So there is wisdom in this old book. And as Christians, we believe there is a God in heaven who looks down on these paths and says to us, look, if you just ask me, and you just turn to me in faith, I will shine a light on all these paths, and I'll show you where they end up. I'll show you where it goes, and I'll give you the wisdom that you're looking for. Okay? So let's flip our first verse on the screen, and we'll get to work. So we're looking at the book of Proverbs, chapter 7, which introduces us to an old man. And the old man says, at the window of my house, I looked through the lattice. I saw among the simple, I noticed among the young men, a youth who lacked judgment. So you understand what's going on here. Very simply, there's an older, wiser man who, like all old, wise men, has been around the block a few times, and consequently he knows a thing or two about what life is all about. And he's looking out his window one day, and he sees a young man in his late teens, early 20s, who does not know what life is all about. Excuse me a moment. Planes are gross, aren't they? like seriously. Okay. So then we get more information about this young man. He was going down the street near her corner, walking along in the direction of her house at twilight, as the day was fading, as the dark of night was setting in. So notice there are 3 references to the time of day. What time of day is it? It's getting dark. It's that time of day when sometimes your decision-making process isn't at its best. It's that time of day when perhaps your boredom and loneliness is at its most acute. It's that time of day when your discipline is perhaps at its lowest ebb. It's that time of day. Then out came a woman to meet him, dressed like a prostitute. So she wasn't a prostitute, she was just dressed like one. And furthermore, she had crafty intent. Well, she was a woman. In other words, scratch that wasn't in the script. In other words, this particular woman, unlike all of them, this particular woman had an agenda. So get the picture. Here's a woman in this story who knows what she wants, she knows how to get what she wants, and she knows how to dress to get what she wants. And her path, deliberate as it is about to collide with that of the young, inexperienced man. Next sentence. She took hold of him and she kissed him. So guys, picture the scene. It's getting dark. Maybe you've been out for some early evening aperitifs with your buddies and you're feeling good. And a woman who is dressed to kill walks up to you throws her arms around your neck, draws you close and kisses you. And not the kind of kiss you get from your mother, no, no, no. A Saturday night kiss. Can you picture the scene? Sounds good. Feels good. And the old man says that she does this with a brazen face. Brazen as in, hey, buddy, it's late. And because it's late and time is marching on, I'm not going to make you interpret impenetrable female signals in this situation. I'm not going to flirt with you. I'm not going to twiddle my hair and send subtle messages and all that stuff. I'm just going to tell you exactly what it is I'm thinking right now. So here goes. Are you ready, young man? I have fellowship offerings at home. Today I fulfilled my vows. Ooh. So clearly this is happening at a special time of the year. The Jewish calendar, like our calendar, was marked with festivals. So this is perhaps Valentine's Day or Easter or something like that. And she's saying, you know what? I've been slaving over a hot stove all day. And I've prepared delicious food. And I've got no one to help me eat it. You like eating, don't you? I don't want to eat alone. No one should eat alone. It's not good to eat alone. So I came out to meet you. And I looked for you. And I met you. Oh, she's good. This is meant to be, she's saying. Today's a special day. I went to church, I did my religious thing, I came home and I cooked delicious food and I've got no one to help me eat it and I'm looking for a man, but not just any man, I'm looking for you. And as she's saying this, her arms are draped around his neck. And with her big brown Mediterranean eyes and her husky voice, which now tastes of the younger man, she's saying, I want you specifically. Oh, and in case you're missing the signals I'm giving you, because men can be slow that way, it's not just a dining companion I'm looking for. Look at the next sentence. She says, I've covered my bed with coloured linens from Egypt. I've perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes and cinnamon. My bed smells like Cinnabon. That's a whole lot of comfort right there. Do you have any idea how nice it is to make love on Egyptian cotton sheets that smell like Cinnabon? Neither do I, but someone should market that. Right there. I'll tell you something else that sounds alright too. Next sentence. She says, come, let's drink deep of love till morning. So young man, let me just paint a picture for you. What I've got in mind isn't just a quick bite to eat and a quick visit to the bedroom. What I've got in mind is going to take all night till morning. Egyptian Cinnabon sheets all night till morning. And then at the end of the sentence, she says something that I think is very persuasive. She says, let's enjoy ourselves with love. The word enjoy is so powerful in this context, is it not? With that word, you can excuse yourself almost any misstep. You see what she's saying here? You know, I can tell, you know, by your muscles you've been working hard, you look worn out. Me, I've been slaving in the kitchen all day. Don't we deserve to have a little fun? That's all it is, just fun. Life is hard, life is difficult, life is stressful. It's just fun. We've both got a lot on our mind right now. It's just fun. That's all it is. It's just fun. We deserve to enjoy ourselves, don't we? You like fun, don't you? And in case you were wondering, because you probably were, verse 19, my husband is not home. Well, that is a relief. He's gone on a long journey. How long? He took his purse filled with money and won't be home till full moon, end of the month. So he's gone on some trip somewhere to buy some things, I don't know, and all I know is I have needs, and my biggest need is fun. And you have a need for fun, everyone does. Now, this is consequence-free. In the Journal for Advanced Psychological Behavior, they call this a no-brainer. That's what this is, no-brainer. In the next sentence, the old man watching from the window. He actually sounds a little creepy in the story, I'm not going to lie. But he's watching all this from the window. He summarizes what he's seen. He says, with persuasive words, she led him astray. Oh. She seduced him with her smooth talk. And of course, the young man is perfectly happy to be seduced. From his perspective, it probably doesn't get much better than this. Great food, great fun, this is awesome. From his perspective, he's in the right place at the right time. Can't wait to get home tomorrow morning and tell his friends all about it. They're going to be so jealous. Happy feet, happy feet. Happy feet leading to the house of this woman with the Cinnabon sheets. His feet are on a path to pleasure. That's what he sees. Next sentence. All at once, he followed her. This is the journey word in the Bible, the road word, the path word. His feet, in his mind, are taking him to an evening of unrestrained pleasure and nothing else. But the older, wiser man who's watching these events unfold knows that this path leads to an entirely different destination. He knows that the feet of the young man are not headed for pleasure alone. They are headed for pleasure, of course, but not alone. They are headed for pleasure, followed by damage, and ultimately disaster. So whereas the young man thinks, I'm on a path to pleasure, the old man looks at what's going on and he says, you are like an ox going to the slaughter, little knowing this will cost you your life. Now if I was the young man in the story, I'd be looking up at the old creepy guy in the window going, ox to a slaughter, give me a break. That's not a sexy image. Where I'm going is not what you're seeing. I'm going to for a very good night. You're ox to a slaughter? No. How do you know? How can you say that? How can you say where this is going to end up for me? How arrogant is that? Are you just jealous because you're old and it wasn't you? Is that it? Are you jealous that that was you 20 years ago? Is that it? How do you know this is where I'm ending up? At this point, the old man can say, I know exactly where this path leads, because let me clue you in on something. This is not unique. You're not the first man in the world to be taken in by a lure of easy love and consequence-free fun. This is not new. Thousands, millions have travelled that road before you. That path has been travelled so many times that I can tell you exactly where it's going to lead. You, my young friend, are an ox to the slaughter. One day, not tomorrow, but one day you're going to wake up and you're going to wonder, how on earth did I end up here? How on earth did I end up in this mess? And the answer is very simple. You put your feet on a path, and it wasn't your plan to mess up your life. It wasn't your dream, it wasn't your ambition, it wasn't your best intention, but none of that matters, because you chose a path that had a predetermined destination. And that's where it took you. So although this hasn't happened yet, I'm watching your life, and I can tell you exactly where this is going to go. This, by the way, is the pain of being a parent, is it not? Or the pain of being a best friend. You can watch someone in your life and from your third-party perspective, you can see the train wreck going to happen. You can observe it. You can see where it's going to go. And you can talk to them, and you can talk to them, and you can talk to them. And because they're in it, they can't see it, and it's so frustrating and it's so painful. At the end of the story, the old man says, her house is a highway to the grave, leading down to the chambers of death. Oh, a bit extreme. Chambers of death. This isn't about that. This is about one night of fun, is it not? The old man, no. This is about probability. That's what this is about. In fact, it's about inevitability. In 100% of the cases observed by the old man, the path to that woman's house ended in disaster. Therefore, he can say with confidence, you follow that path. I know exactly where it's going to take you. I know exactly where it goes. You're not special, you're not unique, and you won't be an exception to the rule. One of the funnest things the Bible says is that there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing. Everything's been done, everything's been tried, everything's been tasted, everything's been attempted. Every possible path that you can take from today into your future is a path that has been well travelled. Thousands have gone before you. There is no mystery. There is no such thing as a road less travelled. Drinking too much. The path has a destination. I wonder why things are so hard at home. I wonder why I lost my job. I wonder why I'm underperforming. I wonder why I lost my license. Well, congratulations. You arrived at the path you set out on. That's where it took you. That's where it led. Spending more than you earn. That's a path. Cheating on your partner. That's a path. It has a destination. And I know this sounds so patronising. I get it. But, you know, if you head north on Highway 11, you end up in cottage country. And you end up there whether you're dumb or smart, rich or poor, ugly or attractive. It doesn't matter. You go on that road, that's where it takes you, because that's where the road goes. But somehow in life, we think that doesn't apply. We think we can put our feet on any path we choose and still determine the destination. The young man in this story was a Jew, and he was therefore raised with the wisdom of the Torah. He knew very well that what he was about to do was wrong. He knew that this path took him to a place forbidden by the Ten Commandments, and yet he still thought he could walk down that path and end up somewhere good, somewhere wholesome, somewhere pleasurable. And the old man who knows better says, no, you can't. This is an old path. It's been well travelled. And you are an ox to the slaughter. You must pay attention to the path your feet are on. I actually lived this proverb before Christmas time. I was buying fish at the big, a place in Woodbridge that sells fish. I forget the name of it. I only go there at Christmas. Secor. Okay. I was in Secor buying fish at Christmas, and I'm in the queue waiting to buy tuna. My hands are on my shopping cart, and I feel a hand on my hand, and I look around, and there's a woman there, and she was like a normal woman. Like a normal woman. And no word of a lie, no word of exaggeration. She hands me her business card. I don't remember her name, but she was a chartered accountant. I thought that was strange. She hands me her business card, and she says to me, you look like you'd be good in bed. Give me a call sometime. In Secor, yeah? You've got to go to Secor, Robert. So here you are, right? In an instant, you find yourself, and this is the world today. And those of you who are younger, you're in that world. It's different from how it used to be. You find yourself in the book of Proverbs, being reminded, is this a path to go down? Is this wisdom? Is this the kind of person to go on a date with? Is this the kind of person to get involved with? Absolutely not. So the card went straight into the bin beside the rest of the fish, and I left the store with tuna and a great story and no regrets. But we get these paths financially, in business, with our health, with our relationships, almost every day. And sometimes they're really obvious, like that one. But the really dangerous ones are the ones that aren't. The ones that come at you subtly and that compromise you in ways that aren't obvious, that aren't full frontal. You have to pay attention to where it takes you. I wrote down a few. So I want to meet a good man. So I'm going to go out with whoever asks me. Good plan. I want to have a great sex life when I'm married. So I'm going to sleep with everyone until then. Okay. I want my children to respect me. So I'm going to cheat on their mother. I want to grow old and enjoy my retirement, so I'm going to neglect my health. I want to lose weight, so would you supersize that for me? I want to enjoy financial freedom, so I'm going to spend more than I earn every month. See what I mean? As clear as it is on the highway, when it comes to life, suddenly it's a fog. But the path you choose determines where you end up. So here's my suggestion. Stop. Just stop. The first rule about heading in a bad direction in life is just to stop heading in that direction. You're getting lost. You're going somewhere you don't want to go. So the first thing to do is just stop heading in that direction, because the further you go, the more lost you're getting. It's not going to start getting better. Just stop. And secondly, look. Instead of looking at what's immediately before you, look way down the road. Get into that habit. And ask yourself the question, if I carry on like this, where is it going to end up? Where is this taking me, really? Where does this path lead? What will my marriage look like? What will my relationship look like? What will my children look like? What will my career look like? What will my health look like? What will my finances look like? If I keep doing what I'm doing today, where will it end? And that's not that hard. Look at the lives of people who've gone before you. Look at people who did what you did. Where did they end up? How did it work for them? Those examples are not hard to find. There are older, wiser people all around you. And listen. A few weeks ago we said this, somewhere in your life there's an annoying voice. The voice of reason. The voice of wisdom. That one person saying, I don't think that's wise. I don't think that's smart. I don't think that's where you need to go. So here's the question. We don't have time for any of yours, so I'll just ask you. It's so better that way. Here's my question. I really want you to think about it, and I'm going to think about it too. Where's it going? If you keep doing what you're doing today, where is it going? Where is it taking you? 10 years, 20 years. Where is your behavior today, your choices today, going to take you? Thank you for coming. God bless you. See you next Sunday.